Hey, Nadia. I just came back from my 2 years of being overseas for work, and it seems that somebody went off and got married. Since when were you going out and doing all of that and never planning on telling me?
What? Blair? So you came back to the US then? Are you back for good now, or are you just here for a few weeks or something?
Just for a short bit, but that's not what I want to talk about right now. Answer the question I've asked you.
You want me to tell you about my marriage and how it's been? Well, Blair, as far as I can tell, I haven't gotten married yet. I'm still as single as I was when you left.
I know that you got remarried and are a mother now.
What? I'm remarried and a mother? Blair, what are you going on about?
And what is this about leaving your kid over at our house all the time now when you just had them not too long ago?
What kid are you talking about, Blair?
What the hell do you think you're doing going on vacations like that all the time while leaving your baby at my house with my wife? Are you freaking insane?
Excuse me? Since when have I been leaving any baby over at your house with Carson?
I'm sure the reason you thought you could get away with it is because she's a housewife and has all this time on her hands, right? But that does not mean you could just use her as your babysitter. And you haven't even been coming over to drop your kid off either. Instead, having one of your friends do it for you every time. I'll tell you right now that I never expected to hear such BS going on in my household ever, because my house is not your baby's freaking daycare. Get over to my house right now.
I can't right now. I'm out of town on a trip.
Huh? So you've gone and done it again, leaving your kid in my wife's hands while you run off to have some more fun? Where did you go this time, huh? Are you out having an affair or something now?
Calm the hell down, Blair. Dang it, guy, you're starting to piss me off now.
Do you think I can freaking calm down right now? My own wife has been getting harassed by my older sister and her baby.
I have never had a baby before.
Huh?
Listen, asshole, I have never had a baby. And by the frickin' way, this is my 12th year now of not being in any serious relationships.
Wait, really?
I am so frickin' sorry that I'm not good enough for any men anymore. Now, would you cut that crap and stop making such stupid jokes about me? I am actually going to block you if you keep that up.
Then you being on that trip is...
I am on vacation with Mom for her birthday. Her and I came to this beautiful resort to relax and enjoy the spa. So you have a problem with us being here?
Now that you mention it. Mom's birthday. It'll be next Tuesday, right?
That's right. And since both Mom and I have jobs during the week, we decided it would be best to take this trip during a long weekend. Dad is back at home taking care of things while we're gone, and if you'd like, you can call him right now and he'll say that to you.
Okay.
All right, so do we have a freaking problem here?
No, we don't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then we can stop talking now. Right now, I'm going to get into the hot tub with Mom so that we can relax before starting our day.
Wait. I wasn't lying about my wife having a baby with her right now.
What?
So far, her and I haven't been trying to have a baby or anything. And you should even understand that since I've been away for 2 years now.
Fair point. And one of you would have said something if you were trying for a kid. Also, I've seen Carson a few times while you've been out of the US, and she never seemed to be pregnant.
Right? I was shocked by the fact that she was having to care for this baby, so I asked where it came from. She told me for the past month and a half now, you've been having one of your friends bring your baby over and dropping them off with Carson.
What the hell?
I get that it's not your baby now, but the fact that there is this random baby in our house who has been under my wife's care for the past month and a half is concerning me.
I see.
Please, help me figure all of this out. I have no idea what happened here while I was gone, and now I'm starting to panic. Just tell me something. Is there anything you can remember that would tie into this?
I just asked Mom about it all as well, but she told me she hasn't really seen Carson for over a year now and has only ever been able to text and call with her once or twice. The same goes for me, actually. The last time I saw her was around 9 months ago, and that was out in public. Your guys' house is about an hour away from us, so It's rare for me to see her unless we make plans, which we haven't been.
That makes sense. All right.
Let me ask you this. Before you came back home, did you say anything to Carson about it?
No. I plan on this to be a surprise for her. And so I never even hinted at the fact that I'd be back in the States and coming home. So when I came into the house to surprise her...
There was a baby with her that you've never even seen or heard about before?
That's correct. Honestly, what the hell is going on here? What all caused this to happen? No, wait. I kind of know what it could be. Right now, I actually kind of suspect her of cheating on me, Nadia.
Well, before you start to blame her or anything, you need to make sure you have evidence of that sort of thing. Well, at least now I understand what you were screaming like a bitch for. Today is the last day of our trip, and we'll be checking out this morning after we're done in the hot tub. On our way home, we can swing by your place and see what all is going on with Carson and that baby. How does that sound?
That's fine. I'm sorry for texting you in such an awful manner while you were with Mom.
Well, today is the last day anyway, so you didn't kill too much of my mood. But don't think that I fully forgive you yet for the way you acted. Just, for the time being, calm down. Also, do not do anything that would make Carson think you're catching on to her. Don't question her about anything. Don't yell at her about anything. Don't do anything that would make her feel unsafe around you. We're not sure what happened that led to her having to care for that baby, and for all we know, maybe there is something serious going on with the baby's parents.
Understood.
Nadia, long time no see. I'm sure a little bit ago you got a few texts from your brother about some things. Wow, hi Carson. It's been a long while. I'm really sorry for not talking with you or your mom much this past year. And about this baby. I found out that this baby isn't actually yours, and that kind of shocked me as well. Oh, I see. I was actually just talking with my mom about all of that, and we were thinking it would be a good idea to tell you that it's not mine. Thankfully, someone told you the truth. I heard quite a bit about what's been going on from Blair, but I'm still not fully understanding the situation. Nadia, do you know anything about a girl named Jillian? Jillian? If this is the same Jillian that I'm thinking of, then she was a classmate of mine back in high school. Carson, is that dumbass a friend of yours or something? She was in the same club as me back in middle school, but was 2 years above me, of course. Really? Is that right? Huh. Why are you bringing her name up with me right now? Does this mean... Yeah. The person that came over to our house bringing this problem child with her who said it was yours was Jillian. Are you sure? Pretty much every time she's done this, she makes sure to remind me that you both are really good friends and that I shouldn't bother you about this when you're already aware. She told me that if I did ever say something to you, she'd do the same things she did to me back in my middle school. As a threat. I see. I knew that you of all people wouldn't have. Well, you get what I mean. But Jillian pressured me into taking the baby, and so there was nothing I could do besides act as its mother while she was away. I was going to get in touch with you about this, but I'd been so busy with the baby and everything else that I couldn't. And it's been a few weeks now since the last time I've seen Jillian. Back in high school, Jillian ended up in the same class as me my sophomore year. And, well, during that year, she just so happened to be really into my little brother, to the point she'd tell me about it in person. She would always come up asking me to introduce her to him, and that she'd make my little brother into her boyfriend. It got to the point where she became way too annoying about it. What? So that's the connection you had to her? I guess so. But at the time, Blair had a girlfriend of his own. So one day I told her to F off and that she needed to find some other man her age. And, well, that seemed to have pissed her off a lot and left her with some remaining anger towards me. Then for the rest of my time in high school, she would do so many things to me to make it clear that she hated my guts. It was a pretty bad time. I see now. I wish I could have gotten to you with all this information sooner. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize to me for anything. What do you plan to do now, though? Good point. Well, Before I say anything about this to Blair, do you mind coming out with me to a hotel near A Station so that we can talk in the lobby? At that old hotel? I plan to stay there tonight, so it would make things easier on me. So you're out of the house right now. All right, I'll see you at that hotel then. I'm sorry for dragging you into this, but thank you for working with me here. Blair, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be a little bit late.
What? Why's that?
The bus that we were going to be taking back home seemed to have broken down, and now we're going to have to wait for someone to fix it. Well, it's already been fixed, but we're only just getting comfortable on it now. We won't be able to ride it all the way back home, but luckily we will be connected to a new bus at a station between here and home. So it'll be about 30 minutes, and then we'll be on that new bus and on our way home. To your home, I mean.
Seriously? All of that had to happen today? Well, I guess we're both having some issues now. I just realized that both Carson and that baby have disappeared.
They disappeared?
I think they have both just gone out to get some fresh air, but she didn't say anything to me about it, and never told me when she'd be back.
I see. Well, she can't be going far if she has that baby with her, so just wait a little while for her to get home, all right? I think she's just gone out for some fresh air, like you said.
All right, then. Guess I'll just think about what you and I are going to do.
Nadia, thank you so much for coming to see me today. Oh, don't worry about it. Thank you for telling me everything you could about your situation and what you've known. I guess tomorrow I'll get started on looking into Jillian and seeing why she's brought you that baby so many times. All right. Once again, I'm sorry for dragging you into this, but thank you for your help.
Nadia, help me. What the heck is going on here?
All right, Blair. What is it this time?
Why are you not getting all worried about me right now? You sound like you don't even care. It's been weeks now and Carson has still not come and she hasn't even said anything. But that friend of yours, Jillian, just came over to my house and she brought that troublesome baby with her. She told me to acknowledge her and to marry her right now.
Oh, I see. Yep, I get it now. So she's begun her plan of attack.
Huh? What the hell? Nadia, do you know something about what she's doing?
Listen, Blair, that baby she has, that's your baby.
What?
And that baby's mother is Jillian.
Wait, that can't be. I've been out of the country for 2 years now and only just got back.
Blair, give that lie up. It's already been seen through. Everything is known about you now. That's why right now things are starting to be set in motion. Do you understand?
What? What the hell?
Blair, while you were overseas for work, you ran into Jillian, right?
No, wait, that's not true.
As it turns out, actually Jillian works for one of the branches of the company you've been working for. And for a little while, she was sent out to the same area you were living, over in Australia, and that's where the both of you met one another. I'm not sure what all happened that led to you both becoming so close, but I am well aware now that you had some private business to attend to with her. After all that happened, Jillian's time was up over there and she had to return to the U.S. before you. However, when she got back here, she found out that she was pregnant. By the time she found out about being pregnant, there wasn't much she could do but have that baby. But she herself has a fiancé, and in order to not have that fiancé find out she had relations with another man overseas and got pregnant from him, she had her baby in secrecy. She also started to look at your social media during that time and found out that the father of her baby so happened to be married to the girl she used to pick on back in middle school. And so she went to her, Carson, and started to force her to take the baby. All of that was stuff I found out during the past 2 weeks. Do you have anything to say about it?
Nadia? No, Carson is
getting a divorce.
What? Like hell she is. I don't want to get a divorce.
You have no right to say no to the divorce after you cheated on her.
But Nadia, Once Jillian turned into an adult, she wasn't that fat whale she once was back in high school. She became so good looking and I just had to get a piece of her. She turned into this woman that every man in the office was wanting.
Guy?
Come on!
Ugh. I never thought my own little brother could say things like that to one of his family members. I am so heartbroken by this that I'd like to cry.
But come on!
But come on this, come on that. How about you shut the hell up for once, Blair? Mom, Dad, and myself are all on Carson's side here.
What? You guys aren't going to help me out here?
Who the hell would want to help a dick like you?
No way. Nadia! Those talks about me getting a promotion have all stopped dead in their tracks.
Huh?
I'm having to pay a settlement to not only Carson in a divorce, but also to Jillian's now ex-fiancé who says that I deserve to rot in hell with Jillian for what I've done. And that led me to losing every last bit of my savings. I don't have anything left, and now the courts are asking for me to borrow money in order to pay the rest of the settlement fees off. The company caught word of what's happened with me, and now they are not only letting those talks about my promotion, but they are also cutting my salary.
I see. Well, from what I remember, the company you work for is a very strict company when it comes to people's ethics, and you've been fairly unethical around your wife.
And it's not just that. My leader told me that he no longer wants me working directly under him, and so the company is having me transfer back overseas, but this time to Colombia. I'll be working at a brand new factory there, and they said it's some time before I was allowed to come back to the US. What the hell am I going to do?
You're going to be taking Jillian and your baby with you, all right?
What?
This is what Carson told me. She said that if you and Jillian both get out of this country and move to Colombia together, that she'd be willing to cut the settlement she's asked for in half. So?
What? She couldn't have said that.
And as for myself, Mom, and Dad, the three of us no longer want to help you anymore.
You're going to throw away your little brother you know?
Stop trying to make me feel bad for you after you asked for all of this.
Nadia, no!
Originally, Blair was supposed to be back in the US for a little while after coming back from Australia. But after his wife was forced to take on a random baby, we learned that the baby was his and that he had made it with another woman he had an affair with, which forced him to leave the US again. And with the help of Carson getting her divorce from him and forcing him to pay a massive settlement, Blair chose the other option and took Jillian and the child with him and left. Of course, my mom chewed him out so hard, one could say he was bleeding from his ears before going, and that was the end of him. There was one last thing he needed to do, though, before Carson allowed him to only have to pay half of the settlement, and that was marrying Jillian. And so just before they got on a plane to leave, they were spotted at the courthouse, both crying as they handed in their marriage forms. That was the last time I heard anything from Blair, and the rest of his small family for that matter. Well, thank goodness for that. And I think for Carson, it was so wonderful to finally not have some stranger's baby in her arms 24/7 anymore. However, just as we thought things were finally over with, a couple months later we got one phone call from Colombia, and it was from Blair's new boss. He told us that Blair was having relations with a woman inside his new office, and that Jillian had found out and showed up to teach him a lesson. His boss wanted to ask us if we wanted to come out there to see him in the hospital, but my parents and I told him Blair wasn't related to us. And so the boss said he was sorry for disturbing us and hung up the phone, finally putting an end to things. Ugh. Oh my God, Megan, are you serious? You're having your wedding at the Centennial Hotel? That place where all the celebrities stay? There's no way, I don't believe it. Hello to you too, Katrina. Looks like Mom went and spilled the beans to you, huh? Yeah, she told me, but I don't believe it for 1 second. And why is that, dare I ask? Well, I mean, think about it. There's no way someone with a lame office job like you could afford a wedding there. It costs like $50,000 just to get in the door. What? My husband and I are both contributing to the cost of the wedding. Honestly, compared to what my husband is spending, it hardly seems fair to say I'm contributing at all. Your husband? Oh, yeah, right. Sure. I bet he's paying for one napkin. What's your deal, Katrina? Seriously. We talked it over and we're each contributing an amount proportional to what we make at our jobs. It really is that simple. And you picked the Centennial Hotel for the venue? Not only that, but you're booking the biggest room in the entire building. They had some global business summit in that room last year. My husband wants to be able to invite as many of his associates as possible, and given the numbers involved, that was the only room that was feasible for us. Oh yeah, cool story, Megan, but I'm not buying it for 1 second. I'm not selling anything, though. What makes you think I'm lying? Do you have to ask me? For crying out loud, Megan, you know exactly why I know you're lying. I can see right through your little game. You and I both know that you're jealous that my husband makes enough money to rent a high-rise apartment downtown. You're only planning this insane wedding because you're going to try and make me pay for it. Wait, what? I don't need a single penny from you. My husband and I can pay the full cost of the wedding we planned with no problem whatsoever. Do you really think I believe that? It is really, really bizarre that you think we're so hard up for money, but rest assured, we're not. We're doing just fine for ourselves, Katrina. Okay, you're really committed to this story, but let me make one thing clear. My husband is sitting next to me, and he wants me to tell you something. We will never, ever loan you any money for the wedding or anything else, so don't bother asking. Get it? So save yourselves and us a lot of shame, and just give up already. You are something else, Megan. Yeah, I know. Like, that's exactly why I'm making this so clear to you. I'm not like you. I'm not some poor loser who has to beg for their sister's rich husband for money to pay for their own wedding. I don't really care if you believe me or not. We're not going to ask you for anything, so just leave me and my husband alone. Goodbye. You know, I really have to hand it to you, Megan. You are really committed to this. You were actually willing to go up to your eyeballs in debt just to impress me with an extravagant wedding well beyond your means. Who said anything about debt? I mean, look at this place. It's gorgeous. Poor losers like you and your husband couldn't even afford to rent this place for 1 second. You definitely took out a loan for this. This conversation again, I thought I made it very clear the last time we talked about this. We are not poor. We did not take out a loan for this wedding. We paid in cash. We have enough money at our disposal to pay for this wedding without having any long-term impact on our finances. Nah, you're lying. Everything I know about you says you could never afford a wedding like this. So, what, did you put up as collateral for the loan? Your kidneys? Once again, we did not take out a loan. And just for the record, if you even think about saying anything stupid about us being poor or taking on debt for this wedding, sister or not, I'm gonna have words with you. Oh, don't worry about me, sister dearest. I won't do any such thing. Good. I'll be keeping my eyes on you, though. I won't have the opportunity to talk to any of your guests because I'm not going. What? You're just gonna divorce him in 2 months anyway, once you get tired of being married to a deadbeat loser like him. So me coming to your wedding would just be a massive waste of my time. My God in heaven, Katrina, we're not poor. You know what? I don't have time to deal with you right now. I suppose this means that I can mark both you and your husband as not attending, right? Yep. My husband doesn't want to waste his time either. Just last night he said, what's the point of even going further in debt to hide the fact that you're broke? It's so humiliating being related to someone like you. So yeah, I'll mark you both as not attending then. I'll have to call the caterer to cancel your meals. Uh-oh, 2 meals? Oh, that must be like 2 months' salary for you two. Well, while you two are enjoying the last decent food you'll ever eat, my husband and I are going to invite a bunch of his friends over to our high-rise apartment and have a real party. To think that you're too poor to experience high society like this, I almost feel bad for you. Oh, and one more thing. We'll be sending a formal written notification in the near future, but my husband has a message for you. Your husband? What does he want with me? Is he gonna send me a sternly worded letter begging me to stop making fun of him for being a complete loser? You're living in room 905, right? You're 3 months behind on rent? Huh? As per the rental agreement, if a leasee becomes 4 months or more behind on rent, the lessor has the right to unilaterally terminate the lease, which is exactly what we're planning to do. so I recommend you pay your rent as quickly as possible. Wait, what? Hey, Megan, are you there? Your husband's name, it's Terrence, right? When I looked on the lease agreement just now, it says that the owner of our building's name is Terrence. They even have the same last name. Is your husband the owner of our apartment building? Or is it just some crazy coincidence and the guy just has the same first and last name? I thought your husband worked odd jobs. There's no way he has enough money to own an entire apartment building, right? Megan, I know you're there. Answer me. You know, somehow I knew that you'd end up storming into our reception dinner. What do you expect me to do? We're about to get kicked out of our sweet apartment. Just calm down, would you? It's not like we're gonna boot you out the door today or anything. You are terrible, Megan. Really, just the worst. You waited until the last second to drop that bomb on me just to make me come to your stupid wedding. You should be grateful that I went to the trouble of getting a rental dress for you so you didn't have to wear your pajamas for the whole dinner. This is the worst. Now everyone thinks that I'm some poor loser like you are, or, well, that I thought you were. I've never been so humiliated in my life. Katrina, I think you probably didn't notice, but the CEO of the company you work for is here with his wife. What? He was here? Seriously? Yep, he and Terrence were classmates in college. He was aware that my sister worked for his company and was looking forward to meeting you. So imagine his surprise when he got here and saw that your seat was empty. Terrence was worried that it might have some negative repercussions on your career aspirations if you weren't here, so he decided he would drop the fact that you were 3 months late on rent in order to get you to come to the venue, and lo and behold, it worked like a charm. Why didn't he just tell us normally, through the mail or something? Why wait until today? How to put this? Let's just say it was a little bit of revenge for treating me and my husband like we're destitute when you and your husband are the ones 3 months behind on rent. You little... The truth is that Terrence really was dirt poor when he was young. His family went through some super hard times, but he didn't let that hold him back. He worked harder than anyone else in his class, all the way from grade school to university, and that hard work and dedication is what led to the lifestyle he has today. And all his experiences of struggling during his younger years make this wedding all the more enjoyable for him. You should have seen him. He was grinning from ear to ear the whole time with pride at what he'd accomplished. And it was also what ticked him off so much about the way you'd been talking about him since we started dating. Oh, for real, Katrina, what's your problem? What made you think he just worked odd jobs? Sure, I've never come out and explicitly stated this is what he does for a living, but still... You didn't even realize that he was the owner of your apartment building? Mind explaining that one to me? Well, I see him cleaning the entrance to the apartment building from time to time. Sweeping, mopping, that sort of thing. So, I don't know, I figured he just worked at the cleaning company that the apartment manager contracted with. And then I'd see him at the nearby convenience store in the middle of the day, too. He was always wearing super casual clothes, like sweatpants, sandals, hoodies. What was I supposed to think? He takes pride in his work, Katrina, something you obviously aren't familiar with. It's his building. He wants to make sure all the public spaces are spick and span. And as for going to the convenience store, it's not like he's attending a state dinner or anything. What's wrong with wearing casual clothes out on the town? Hey, don't tell me. The owner's room on the top floor. Is that his apartment? Is that where you're gonna live from now on? Yep. Seriously? I don't believe this. You really didn't know? How was I supposed to know? Didn't you see the return address on the wedding invitations we sent out? No one looks at the return address. I suppose we do have an exclusive elevator, so it's pretty likely that we wouldn't meet when coming and going. And since we work different hours, we'd obviously never meet on the way out the door in the morning or in the evening. But still, really? Kinda insane that you never noticed. It's not fair. It's not fair! Why do you get the sweet life? I quit my job. What? Why? Because it sucked, that's why. Ever since I found out that the CEO is friends with my brother-in-law, it felt like I was being watched all day. It felt super creepy, and I just started hating it there. Is that really why you quit? Well, that and the fact that my husband makes a ton of money. We can survive on just one income, so I thought I'd try my hand at doing the whole homemaker thing for a while. Ah, I see. I submitted my resignation yesterday, and once I use up all of my days of paid leave, I'm officially done for good. Being a housewife is going to be so much fun. I think I might call a door-to-door nail artist to give me a manicure. If you've got money to get your nails done, how's about you pay your rent? You know, the rent that you're 3 months late on? Oh, that's not my responsibility. Talk to my husband about the rent. He's the one whose name is on the lease, so... I think he just made a mistake when he filled out the automatic payment thingy with the bank. I bet that'll get taken care of in no time. Yeah? Well, for your sake, I hope you're right. My husband got fired! Uh-oh. Yeah, it all happened like 6 months ago. Did you hear why he got fired? Yeah, apparently he made a mistake that cost the company a contract worth millions of dollars. And the company was apparently making a huge bet on getting that contract, so a bunch of investment went completely to waste. I guess it wasn't the kind of goof that can be punished with just a transfer or docking his pay. And that's the reason why we haven't been paying the rent for the last few months. When I checked our bank account balance, it was practically empty. All our savings are gone. Oh, so that's what happened. Well, that makes our decision on what to do next much easier. We'll begin the process of terminating your lease immediately. Oh no! You'll receive a formal notice in the mail within the next few days. Also, as per the terms of the contract, the 3 months' rent you owe will be billed to your co-signer in the event you're unable to pay. So I suggest you contact them as soon as possible to let them know. No! You can't do that! Why do you think I texted you just now? I need your help, Megan! Sorry, Katrina. But this isn't personal, it's just business. Sister or not, as the owners of the apartment building, we have no choice but to take actions that are in the financial interest of the business. Please! We can't have the word getting out to our other tenants and potential new ones that we're lenient on late rent payments, so no, you won't be getting any special treatment. Terrence personally told me that. He did? This is the worst. My high-rise apartment, it's gone. Now I'm gonna have to live somewhere poor people live, like a regular apartment. Seeing as you're both unemployed now, even that might be a bit too optimistic. But my husband is working really hard to find a new job, and he's even doing some short-term jobs here and there for some extra cash. So, your husband is broke and working odd jobs, eh? Hey, just what is that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing, Katrina. Nothing at all. You're just a... Oh, why is this happening to me? Soon afterward, Katrina went groveling to the company she had just resigned from and begged them to take her back. However, she never was an employee in good standing, so they promptly turned her down. Her husband did get some money in severance from the company that fired him, but that was all used up already, and her final paycheck from her company was garnished to pay their late rent. Terrence worked swiftly to have them evicted from the apartment. As for where the newly homeless and newly unemployed couple moved to next, it seems that they moved into the employee housing for a company they were referred to by their co-signers, her husband's parents. The day they were evicted, a black-paneled van was waiting for them out in front of the building. They were encouraged to get on by several large men that got out of the van, and the van swiftly drove off toward the outskirts of town. My understanding is this company has a very successful employee training program, so hopefully the two of them will be whipped back into shape while they slowly chip away at the debt they now owe.
Hello there, Maria.
Hey, Mom, it's nice to hear from you.
If I may ask, are you free today?
Let me think. No, I got all my shopping taken care of in the morning, so I don't think I have anything for the rest of the day.
Is Kurt at work?
Yep, he's actually out of town on business right now. I think he was planning on coming back home later on tonight.
I see. Well, I'm sure you're probably wondering why I'm asking you all these questions.
I think I might have some idea why.
And something tells me you've guessed correctly.
I know you too well, Mom.
If you have other plans, then please go right ahead and say so, dear. Like I always say, I don't want to impose on you when you're relaxing or taking away time from your personal business, but you know I do truly enjoy going to cafes and pastry shops with you, and, well, since I was planning on being in the area, I thought I might just extend a little invitation to my beloved daughter-in-law to set aside a few hours of her afternoon for some tea time with me. Now, I'll completely understand if you're busy or not in the mood, so if you don't want to come along, then just say so, dear. Nah, it's all right. I'll go with you, Mom. You know me, I never hesitate to tell you no when I can't go with you. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Maria. So how are you doing today? Actually, I was up pretty late last night getting some last-minute work done and just woke up a little bit ago. Oh, you poor thing. Well, I suppose that's one benefit of working from home like you do. Rather than spend all night in a dark and lonely office, you can do it in your own home.
Right? It's a great arrangement. So, yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to become presentable enough to go out in public. So, how about we meet up in an hour at the usual place? Does that work for you?
1 hour from now, the usual place. Got it. I'll see you later, dear.
Hey, Maria. Look, I'm really sorry. I know I said I was going to be home later on tonight, but plans have changed.
Kurt, what's going on? Are you okay?
I just got a call from my neighbor a little while ago. She said that my mom fell down the stairs. She hurt herself really bad. They had to call an ambulance.
What? Your mom fell down the stairs? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. When I called the hospital, they said that Mom's gonna need a lot of help around the house, even after she gets discharged. So I'm gonna be staying at my mom's place for a while.
So you mean you're gonna go straight to your mom's house right now?
Yeah, that's right. Man, I finally got back from this extended business trip and was just about to get in my car to drive home when I got the call. Mom's been living by herself ever since she and my dad got divorced, so she doesn't have anyone else who can take care of her but me. My company granted my request for family leave already, so yeah, I'm just gonna head right over there.
Okay, well, is there anything you need me to do for you? Should I bring you some clothes or something?
No, whatever you do, do not come over here.
Why not, Kurt? Is something wrong?
Mom said that it would be way too stressful to have you around, so she doesn't want you over here.
She did?
Well, yeah, of course she did. You know just as well as I do that you and Mom never really got along very well.
Oh, huh.
So anyway, you can just leave everything over here to me, okay? You could just take care of yourself and the house for me.
Right, gotcha, Kurt. Take care of yourself and your mom. Hey, Mom, did you get back to your house yet?
Yes, Maria, I just got home a short while ago. Thank you for asking. I looked all around, but I don't see Kurt anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. It was just so bizarre. I mean, he sent me that text when you were literally sitting right next to me in the cafe.
Yes, and I just talked to my neighbor after I got home. When I asked him if he had called Kurt on the phone, he had no idea what I was talking about. Furthermore, he said he doesn't know Kurt's phone number, so he couldn't contact him even if he wanted to.
I see. Well, then, I'm gonna try making a call to Kurt's office tomorrow morning. Hey, by the way, Mom, I feel really bad being so brutally honest about having my suspicions about Kurt's behavior, but frankly, I'm beginning to wonder whether the entire extended business trip story was a lie, too.
Maria, dear, I don't blame you at all. Quite the contrary, I'd be suspicious of him too if I were in your position. And besides, I was the one who told you not to call Kurt out when he was lying about me going to the hospital. I'm partially responsible for this series of events.
Yeah, and I'm really, really grateful you told me not to call him out. If you hadn't, then I probably would have thought it was just some kind of joke, or maybe he was just trying to make an excuse for going out drinking with his colleagues tonight, and just came out and told him that, no, you're sitting right next to me.
Please let me know when you learn anything new, Maria.
Gotcha. I'll be sure to let you know. Hey, Mom, I just got off the phone with Kurt's office, and it's just like I thought. His story about having an extended business trip was a complete lie.
I see. Well, I suppose that was really a foregone conclusion at this point.
The entire time he said he was out of town on business, he had actually taken that office paid leave. Then yesterday, when he told me that he needed to take care of you in the hospital, he gave his office the exact same excuse and asked for family leave time.
All right. Is there anything else?
Yes, actually. Based on everything we know, I'm sure you probably saw this coming from a mile away, but I'm about 80 to 90% sure he was staying somewhere with his mistress during that time. Several of his coworkers reported to HR that they had seen him going into a hotel with one of the company's new employees, a young woman fresh out of college who just joined this year. That happened about 6 months ago. And what do you know, that very employee took time off on the exact same days Kurt did. She was supposed to come back yesterday, but in what I'm sure is also a pure coincidence, she called in this morning because she had the flu. What do you want to bet the two of them are still together as we speak?
Oh no, I was afraid that's what you were going to find out. Who was it that told you all of this?
The person who answered the phone when I called was one of Kurt's colleagues. I've also met him several times at various company events. Oh, and he also told me about the female employee's secret social media account. The account itself is anonymous, but there were a few pictures where I could clearly see Kurt's face, so those should be useful to me as evidence of his affair.
Well, I'm glad you managed to get those. I guess she should have been a bit more careful when taking them.
As for where they went on their vacation, there wasn't enough information on their account to pin a location down.
Well, then we have no choice but to wait until they get back.
You think we should wait?
Well, we've already identified the woman Kurt's having an affair with, and Kurt doesn't know that you know that I'm not actually in the hospital. Don't worry, we'll let him in on our little secret when the timing is just right.
What did you have in mind, Mom?
First, how about we check with Kurt on when he plans to come home?
Oh, good idea, Mom. I'll do that right now. Hey, Kurt, how's your mom doing?
Oh, it turns out that her injury wasn't as bad as the doctors first thought. I should be able to come back home in 2 days. I'll have to keep tabs on her condition, though. I might need to come back to help her if she gets bad again.
I see.
Man, I sure was shocked when I heard she was taken to the hospital. I'm just glad it wasn't as bad as it could have been. She could have broken her leg, or worse.
Yeah, that's great news, Kurt. Are you at your mom's house right now?
Yeah, I just got back from taking Mom to a checkup a bit ago.
Uh-huh.
Hey, sorry, babe, I gotta go. I was up really late last night taking care of Mom. I'm beat. I think I'm gonna hit the sack a little early.
Oh, you poor thing. I'll make sure you get plenty of rest. Good night.
Hey, Maria, I'm heading home now. I'll be there in just a few minutes.
Oh, you're coming home now?
I sure am. Man, you wouldn't believe the traffic right now. Like I said, I'll be home in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. Boy, this is really getting interesting.
Huh? What is?
The whole thing about your mom going to the hospital?
What do you mean? You think that's interesting? What's your deal? Maria, what's going on?
Welcome home, dear. I should ask you the same question. You ran right to the bathroom and locked yourself in when you got home. Did you have to go that bad?
That's not it. Why is Mom at our house?
Because she came over yesterday and spent the night.
What? Hey, wait a second. Does this mean you know about, well...
Yep. I knew it was all a lie from the very beginning.
You did? But why? How?
At the time when you sent me the panicked text saying that your mom was in a terrible accident and got taken to the hospital, I was sitting right next to her.
You were together?
Yeah, we were having a little tea time at a cute little cafe.
You were having tea with my mom? There's no way. You guys never got along. I remember back when you started working at home and Mom didn't get that whole system at all. She just thought you were a full-time housewife. She'd call you and keep you on the line for hours on end, and when you told her to stop, she flipped out.
Oh, that? Yeah, we already talked that over. It's water under the bridge now.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Your mom found out that I was the one who was writing the cafe hopping blog that she read every day. When we got to talking about it, she came to understand the fact that I was a professional writer, and she apologized for her mistake. So we've been going cafe hopping together for quite some time now. Didn't I tell you about that?
No!
Sometimes my work takes me over where near your mom lives, and she often has business that brings her over here.
So that's what you were doing when I texted you? Cafe hopping?
Now you get it. I'm glad you were able to catch up. That's how I knew you were lying.
Unreal. I thought I could use your bad relationship to my advantage, but I ended up ruining everything.
Right? Like I said, this is getting really interesting.
No, it's not. Come on. This sucks.
Kurt?
Hey, Mom.
Have you forgotten the reason your father and I got divorced? He lied and told me he was going out of town for business when he was actually going on a trip with his mistress. Of all the things you could have inherited from your father, you had to inherit that. Where did I go wrong in raising you?
Mom,
Now unlock the door and come out of the bathroom. Once you do, you're going to get on your knees, apologize profusely for betraying Maria, and prepare yourself to pay penance for what you've done.
Mom, no. Mom, you can't do this to me. I'm your son. Aren't you going to take my side?
As your mother, it's my sacred responsibility to punish you for getting out of line. Oh, Kurt, what am I going to do with you? I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I would one day have to force you to come out of the bathroom and apologize as an adult. The last time I had to do that, you were 8. I've never been so humiliated in my life. I don't know how I'll ever make it up to poor Maria.
Mom, please. You have to take my side. You have to.
As soon as you're done apologizing to Maria, I'm disowning you as my son and writing you out of my will.
Mom, no! Listen, Maria, I'm gonna break up with that girl, okay? So please give me another chance.
No.
Please!
I'm going to stay at my parents' house.
Maria, wait!
You want me to wait? Why don't you come out of the bathroom and make me?
But I can't do that. Not while my mom is around.
I'll let you know once I've hired a lawyer. Anything else you want to say to me will have to go through him.
A lawyer? But what for?
I'm divorcing you, you lying, cheating creep. Goodbye.
Maria!
The house we were living in was in Kurt's name, so I moved out and went to stay with my parents. I found a lawyer right away and sued him for a divorce with damages added for his affair. Also, I found out later on that the woman my husband was cheating on me with was engaged to be married herself, which means the two of them had to face another lawsuit from him after they got done with mine. After that trial ended, for God knows what reason, my ex-husband messaged me saying that he has no money to pay the damages after he paid me off and asked me to lend him some. I ignored him. Next, he went to his mother's house to try his luck there. However, unbeknownst to him, his mother had moved some time ago, and he had no leads as to where she had moved to. I know where she is now, obviously, but I'm not going to tell him. One night I actually saw him in a crumpled heap on the sidewalk in front of my parents' house, crying his eyes out. My father had given him a few choice words that apparently hit pretty hard. After a while, he stood back up and slowly started shuffling away into the distance. I have no idea what he's doing now.
Jordan, aren't you being a little mean? Hey, listen to me, Jordan.
Huh? What is it, Kimmy? It's been a couple of years now since you and I last talked. What do you want?
I heard that you got married.
Oh, that's right. I did get married.
What the heck, Jordan? So you're just not inviting your friends to weddings now?
Well, I haven't even had the wedding yet.
Wait, so it's really true that you'll be having the wedding in Puerto Rico? You're going to be inviting me to that, right? And of course you'll pay for my flight and everything too. This is going to be my first time ever leaving the United States. I can't wait.
Hold on a second. I'm not inviting you to my wedding.
What?
This wedding is only going to be for my husband and I, and we plan to have our honeymoon there right after. I know it isn't normal for a couple to do that, but the both of us think it's better to just keep the wedding small and then use the money we've saved up enjoying our honeymoon. Even my parents are okay with the choice we've made, so there's nothing that'll make us change our mind. Therefore, not a single person besides us two is invited.
Huh?
Also, Puerto Rico is technically a part of the U.S., so you would still not really be leaving the country.
Wait a sec, are you crazy?
How does this make me crazy?
I heard that your husband is a really cool man. And if people are calling him really cool, that must mean he has a lot of money and is very good looking, right?
No, he's a pretty average office worker with an average salary, actually.
The fact that you're not going to share your high-spec handsome man with the rest of us is insane.
How about you stop talking about my husband like that and leave the two of us alone?
You are being so mean, Jordan.
Well, I happen to have a lot going on in my life right now, and so does my husband. I haven't even invited my parents to the wedding, so if I'm not even inviting them, you should be able to understand what my husband and I want.
But that's mean.
Unless you are paying for my wedding, you don't get to say anything about the way I want it to go. So stop whining.
What?
Bye-bye.
You are so mean. The fact that you won't even invite your old hometown friend to something like your wedding must mean that he is so good looking and has so much money, you're afraid of what I'll do. You're a real jerk. I hate that only you will be having a guy like that, and that is so freaking mean to the rest of us. I'm going to get a look at that man of yours one way or another. I guess I'll be seeing you both in Puerto Rico.
Justice, good morning.
Good morning, Jordan.
I just got to Richmond Airport.
What? That was fast.
I had a lot of things to bring along with me, so I called a taxi to come and pick me up.
I see. I'm still on the subway right now, coming there. And we plan to meet at the desk 5 minutes before they open, right?
Sounds good. I'll sit down and drink my coffee while waiting for you. By the way, how's your older brother doing? Do you think he'll be fine?
I think he'll be alright. I made sure to make things out to all be true, so he shouldn't be able to find us there. Actually, all I told him was that we'd be going to Puerto Rico for this and didn't tell him anything about where our actual destination would be. So I doubt he'll figure anything out. Honestly, if he were able to still find us, then I'd have to congratulate him.
You might have to then.
And how have things been with you? Weren't you telling me about that really annoying old friend of yours who wouldn't listen to a word you were saying and keeps thinking I'm some wealthy man?
You're talking about Kimmy. Since then, she hasn't said anything else to me, so I think things are okay there. I made sure to do the same as you and only tell her that we're going to Puerto Rico. Also, I didn't say anything about what dates we'll be there. I think it'll be a lot harder for her to come than your brother, since he at least has family ties to you and has a chance, although slight, of meeting us there.
But I haven't even really said anything to the rest of my family, though. So I really do think everything will be alright.
I think so, too. That's what I'm hoping, at least.
Jordan! Just wanted to let you know I was actually able to get all of your plans and everything for your trip to Puerto Rico and won't have any issues finding you. I'm sure you thought otherwise since I hadn't said anything to you for a while now, right?
What? Kimmy?
Right now I'm in Puerto Rico as well, in San Juan.
Huh?
Hey. I'm guessing that you're starting to really freak out right now, right?
Why? How?
Well, you know me. I just had to be here for your honeymoon and everything. To take it over, of course. And I've already gone ahead and gotten a taste of your husband.
What? Did you actually come all the way out to Puerto Rico?
I did. I made sure to do all my research into that insanely attractive husband of yours so that I knew all I needed to know. I was able to find out what day you guys would be leaving on and what day you both plan to come back. And with that information, I was able to make my move.
What? You're a frickin' stalker then.
Hey, since last night you've probably not heard anything at all from your husband, right?
What? Why do you say that?
Well, because since last night your husband has been by my side.
Excuse me?
The reason your husband hasn't been contacting you at all is because I made sure to take him from you.
What are you talking about, Kimmy?
At first, I really didn't have any interest in actually stealing him from you. But when I got that first look at your high-spec husband, I just felt that I was destined to be with him. And within that second, I couldn't get away from the love I started to have for him. And it seems like he's feeling the same way for me. And at this hotel he's been staying at, we both acted out on that love.
Is that so? I don't have any plans of playing along with your little game, so calm down.
Huh?
My husband is sitting right next to me.
What?
We have our wedding coming up soon. Goodbye.
Wait, come on. I can totally understand breaking down like that after your husband just got stolen from you. But how about instead of trying to lie to me, you start to just accept reality or something? There's no way you can have a wedding all by yourself now. Who would actually believe that you have a wedding that's about to start when there's no groom? By the way, the two of us, we just filled out our marriage forms and are handing them in. You were always going on about how he's been your husband for a while now, but when I asked him, he said he wasn't married yet. I was happy to hear that and am thankful that you totally forgot to actually tie the knot first. When we get back home, we're going to head right to the courthouse and hand these papers in. I'm a bit saddened that this all had to happen on your wedding and honeymoon, but he and I love one another so much, and there is nothing that could ever break the two of us apart now. There is nothing else I can do but take him from you. I'll make sure to make him happy for you, so forgive me. Jordan! We both just got back home, and right as we got out of the airport, we went straight to the courthouse and handed our papers in. You're still in Puerto Rico, right? Well, that's not an issue for us. We're heading to his house now to go and see his mom. I know this is a little backwards, but we'll still have to meet one another's family after we got married. I know that his parents were probably expecting you to be the one showing up to see them today, but I'm sure having me will be the same, if not better, actually. Wouldn't that be crazy if they both were more excited that I got married to your man instead of you? Oh, my loving husband is calling me now. I'll update you with how things go later. See ya!
What the heck? I can't believe that awful fantasy of yours is still going on and you still haven't noticed anything yet. Listen here, Kimmy. My husband and I are still in Puerto Rico. And we're not coming back anytime soon because we still have a ferry ride and everything left on our honeymoon plans. I have no idea what you think you're doing texting me all the time like that. But you haven't done a single bit of damage to me or my husband. All you're doing is being a little brat and blowing up my phone at random points of the day. Please stop.
Jordan, I'm going to give him back to you. I'll even be willing to pay you a settlement if you want, but I need to divorce him.
Huh? What are you going on about this time?
Since the other day, I went and got to see his mom and everything, and she said she was happy her son got married to me. But who the hell are they? What kind of mother and son duo are they? She was allowing me to move into their house and everything, but the moment I started living here, she began to pick on me worse than any bully from high school. I thought that things were a little bit off at first, but ever since I moved in, she won't let me have a break. And my husband isn't even doing anything to stop her, no matter how many times I ask him to tell her off. I don't care how handsome and wealthy my husband is. If his mom is going to act this crazy around me, then I want out. I hate it here. Please take him back. I promise I won't ever bother with the two of you again after this.
Hey, are you telling me the truth right now? Or is this just another one of your fantasies? Because I'm getting kind of sick and tired of all your weird stories and rants.
Of course I'm telling you the truth. None of this has been in my head, and I thought you knew that already. I'm going to give him back to you, so do something to help me get this divorce. Maybe come over here and tell him I've been cheating or something, please.
Funny that you've been telling the truth then. Because that man you thought you stole from me, his name is Sid, right?
Of course his name is Sid. He was the man who was about to become your husband, so you don't have to ask me all those meaningless questions about him.
Well, Kimmy, how about you calm down a little and listen to me? Because I have some rather important things to tell you about your little predicament.
What do you have to say?
Sid just so happens to be my brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law?
In other words, he's my husband's older brother.
Huh?
The man that I married is the younger brother of the man you just got married to, all right?
Huh?
Actually, that technically makes you my sister-in-law right now.
What are you going on about?
I know that I shouldn't really be too worried about what happens to you both, but I'll let you in on why this happened to you. From what my husband has told me, his brother wanted to get married before him. He started saying these really idiotic things about how in order to get married first, he would steal his brother's fiancée, me, and then have him marry me. He was so invested in that plan that he even tried to chase us to Puerto Rico. He did chase us to Puerto Rico, but he had no idea in what part of the country we've been in. And as a way of getting him off our trail and to follow a different plan, my husband and I told a few fibs, and that's why he never ended up at our wedding or anything. What I think happened with you is while you were trying to look into my husband more, you came across those fake plans we told his brother and thought they were our real plans.
What?
Our plan ended up working out for us, and we never had to run into Sid while we've been in Puerto Rico. And luckily, we never had to see you either here. I see. You thought that you found my husband when you arrived, but instead you ran into Sid thinking he was mine, and from there you started your own little adventure with him that's led you into the last place you thought you'd be.
What? What are you talking about? I have no idea what any of that means.
It's not my problem if you don't understand what I'm saying, but it's going to become yours. And honestly, all of that stuff you were going on about made no sense to me.
But what I do know is that I married a man that I didn't fully understand at the time. Jordan, help me!
Why should I do that?
Well, originally it was Sid who liked you and wanted to be married to you, right? So I'll let you have him now. I'll let you have him, and you can give me your high-spec husband in exchange.
I actually really hate Sid a lot, so that's no deal to me.
I don't care that you hate him. Just help me.
How about you just shut up for once? Nothing's going to come from me because my husband is cutting ties to his whole family.
Huh? Why is he doing that?
You've already started to get a taste of the reason why, right? I can't blame my husband for wanting to get away from parents and an older brother like that.
What? What the heck? You are so mean, Jordan. That is my high-spec, good-looking, and very rich husband you have.
He is? Because from what I've seen, he's just your average office worker who makes an all-right salary in his company.
What?
I get that you have a very hard time escaping from your delusions, but are things starting to become a bit more real now to you? My husband, he is a simple office worker, and he makes around $65,000 a year. Okay?
He's not a super handsome man?
That's right. He's a simple man who just so happens to make a little bit more per year than me, who is a very simple office worker woman. But of course, to me, he is the best man ever.
No way. So then what am I supposed to do about this? Jordan, I wanted to say I was able to get a divorce somehow. Lend me some money now? I really needed a way to get Sid to divorce me, and so I started to cheat on him with all kinds of men. But the settlement he's asking from me now, it's a lot more than I was thinking. What am I going to do? If things were going to become this expensive, then I would have never done anything from the start and just stayed married to him. Jordan, reply to me. Why aren't you saying anything back to me?
Thinking that she was going to be able to come and steal my husband from me, Kimmy made a dash to Puerto Rico, and when she found another man thinking he was my husband, she married him right then and there. But after some time went by, she realized that he wasn't my husband at all, and in order to get that divorce from him, she had an affair with around 4 other men. This led to her having to pay a massive settlement of over $100,000 to her husband, since she had gone out with that many other men. And let me just say that none of this helped her relationship with her mother-in-law. But that divorce did end up happening, and she was kicked out of her in-laws' house and told to never come back unless she wanted to taste the other end of Sid's father's shotgun. It sounds like Kimmy's parents also cut ties to her after hearing about what she'd done, as they both had already spent way too many years dealing with her crap already. Kimmy had even made an attempt to go back to them for help and to have them give her a room to sleep in, but neither of her parents would even open the front door for her, saying she had 1 minute to get off their property before they called the police. Kimmy may be really stupid, but she's at least smart enough to know that if the police got involved, she'd only be making things worse for herself. The only thing that seemed to go her way in this whole plan of hers was the divorce, and not a single thing else. Thank goodness those two didn't end up having any kids together, or who knows what could have happened between them. As of right now, Kimmy's been working multiple jobs in order to try and pay off her settlement to her ex. But because he's asked for so much, it's going to be years before she's able to pay it all off. Unless she decides that she wants to stop spending money on food and housing entirely. However, she'd really be screwing herself then, so I think it's best that she continues to devote her life to paying off that settlement, as that's really the only option she has left. As for myself, I haven't really done anything and have just been thinking about how Kimmy did absolutely nothing to me that whole time. But hey, I might not understand what all was going on there, but at least it's all over now. I can block Kimmy's number and get on with my life. I think my husband is planning on having the two of us take my parents out to Vegas next, so I should maybe start getting myself ready for that trip.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.